Welcome to another Pygamepi Productions. This is the first Python programming tutorial. So to start out with, I'm going to actually show you a program that I programmed like close to 5 years ago, but it's pretty cool. It's a little game. So yeah, it's basically a brick game, and it has music and sounds and collision detection stuff, keeps track of your lives and score, and has different levels and stuff. So yeah, that's some of the stuff you can actually do with Python, but that's pretty complex, and it uses a library called Pygame, and that's pretty far off at this point. So what you'll first do is you'll go up to File, New, create a new Python module, right there, a new Python module. So this stuff we don't really need right now, so we'll just delete it. And this stuff up here, it just it's just comments that tells people like when it was created, who the author was, what the purpose was, all that stuff, like the name of it. We don't really need to mess with that right now. Sorry, my throat's a little, yeah. Anyways, so to start out with, let's just do something super simple by like printing something out to the log down here. So to do that, we just do a print command, and then we need some comments because it's a string. That's how you tell the computer you're going to be using a string. So we'll just put hello world smiley face. So then once like you're done writing that, or done with your program and you want to run it, you come up here, click run, and there we go. It printed to the console right there. So let's get a little more complicated with some if statements and stuff. So first, let's make some variables. So let's make a number variable and call it none, and set it equal to 0. So to make a variable, in Python, you put the name and then you just set it equal to whatever. So right here, this is an integer because we're using an integer 0. Yeah, that was weird. Yes, and then we're also going to make a string that says hello. So now we're going to make some if statements below this. So start out if none equals string prints people are crazy, little mad face. It's like, so yeah, like, so to do an if statement, you put if and then some condition. So we're checking to see if none equals string, and make sure you have two equal signs, because that means you're comparing them and not like just setting it equal to. And then at the end of your if statement, you need this colon right here to mean that you're breaking it off. And then here's what, if this condition is true, then it'll run everything that's underneath it. And make sure you have a tab right here, because if you don't, it'll actually yell at you when you run it, I think. Yeah, see? Yeah, you get this error expected in the indent block. So that's one reason why Python is a really good learning language, is because it forces you to have to organize your code and keep your white space, and so it teaches you style in programming. And so then we're going to add an elif statement. And so an elif is just adds another condition to an if statement. So it'll run this, check this. If this is not equal or not true, it'll jump down to this elif. And so if none not equal string, and print this works. So yeah, an elif is just a second condition on an if statement, and then this right here, this exclamation mark, actually means not. So when you're reading this, it's none not equal to string. So if none is not equal to string, then causes it to be true, and so then it'll print this works. Now there's a third argument on an if statement, and it's called an else. Now an else does not have any conditions, because if none of these above conditions are true, it'll jump to the else, and it'll run anything underneath else. Stuff is broken. So yeah, if these conditions aren't true, then like you usually have an else for an error message of some sort, so like stuff is broken. So let's run this, and yeah, so we got our print up here, hello world, right there, and then since num is not equal to string, we get this works, and so it does work. So what if we do string not equal to string? We'll print this. Let's see. Stuff is broken. Yep, so it works. So then let's take and go like this. So let's set this back to none, and then put not equal up here and see if that works too. So yeah, that works too. So this is all working. Okay, so that's some basic programming for you. I want to go over one more thing called debugging, and show you how the debugger works on this. So to use the debugger, a good way to do it is like, okay, so to actually just debug, you, instead of like hitting the screen arrow to run it, you hit the debug right here, or like shift F9. So you click that, and then it'll run through it, and since like we don't have any errors, it doesn't give us any error messages. But you can also actually add a breakpoint like that, and you can just click on right there. See, that one doesn't work because there's no code right there, but that one does. That's what the check mark and whatnot is. But and then you can also, like, if you want one right here, you can click up here to add a break mark or toggle breakpoint, and then you can clear all. So if you have a couple, you can clear them all like that. Anyways, so breakpoints are really cool because you can put a few of them in, and then when you run and you have breakpoints, it doesn't actually run the breakpoints, but when you debug, it'll actually stop at every breakpoint, and then from there you have a couple of these options up here. So like run to cursor, so it'll run until it hits your cursor, and then step into subroutine. That's if you have a function or something. We'll get to that later, but like if you click that, then it'll go to the next subroutine or next line. This step over next function. So if you don't want to go into function again, we'll talk about that later. You'll hit that, and so it'll skip over it, and then like jump out. It'll jump out of a function and whatnot. And so yeah, very useful. And so yeah, if you just want to go through next every line or whatever, just use that down arrow, and it'll just go until the program ends. So then you can find errors and stuff. We'll play around with that a little more later. So yeah, that's mostly what I want to go over right now with you. So yeah, play around with that, have fun, do whatever, print some more hello worlds and stuff. And so if you like this video, give me a like or a thumbs up or whatever. And if you haven't subscribed already, so please subscribe. It really helps me, get me motivated to make these and whatnot. And so I'll see you next time.